What is the art of mindful communication? The art of mindful communication is an invitation to view communication as an art form, as a skill to be revered, nurtured, carefully practiced, and delivered. It's a daily exploration into developing an intimate relationship with yourself by taking 100% responsibility for your words, tone, and intentions. We each have more to offer the speaking world than we might expect. Growth is something we are capable of as soon as we commit to seeing what we can contribute through the art of mindful communication. Leadership, contribution, and mindful communication go hand in hand. This is an opportunity through which we can view our journeys and sculpt a more eloquent, kind, and fully expressed self. It's much easier to gain traction through contribution, humility, and forced devotion when it comes to this art form. In fact, I'd say that it's easier to live life when our primary focus is on how to serve the greater good. Serving the greater good through the art of mindful communication becomes a lifelong adventure. Because when we focus on being of service, our lives become better, more significant. Ironically, focusing on improving how to extend ourselves to another increases the quality of our own lives. Funny how that works, huh? I believe that when we commit to our own possibilities, and when we choose to maniacally focus on what it is that we have to offer the world from a deep-seated center of goodness, that everyone gets in a win-win-win relationship. Focusing on your true talents and recognizing that your talents are exactly what is needed to bring the world closer together in its own sacred circle of creation, so to speak, that we are operating from a higher field of consciousness. We are connecting to our life experience via the magical integration of our entire human experience. Our bodies, minds, words, and emotions. In other words, we are involving all of ourselves. It seems to me that the path to new and more sophisticated communication is in making deeper personal commitments and to focus on that which makes you feel good. Think of it like this. For one part of your life, you thought that things would work out in a specific way. You had beliefs, expectations. You were taught a certain way of thinking, of speaking, of interrelating with others. You were sure that that was the way. You invested of yourself in this way because your life experience thus far had availed this philosophy that you decided, mostly unbeknownst to you, was the way. Fast forward a few years when suddenly you realize that life was not that way you had thought it would be. You experienced a few hard knocks. You got pulled over by the police of life, and you were asked on more than one occasion to produce a valid philosophy license. The trouble is, you didn't carry that philosophy any longer. Your language changed. You realized that the old way was no longer applicable based on your new experience of life. And now, your communication style took a very different turn. That is the nature of things. Learning to go with the proverbial flow as we develop a relationship to all that is changing all of the time. Around us is a new invitation in making deeper, more meaningful relationships through the art of mindful communication. That's why Rise is here. It's why we all work together to make that prophetic shift into higher consciousness a reality. Your life experience is valued here. You are valued here. Your contribution to building something of positive significance serves the greater good because you will be manifesting from an awakened possibility to communicate with care, exactitude, tenderness, and honesty. To rise as women in our communication style, to embrace life as art, language as art, leadership as art. This avenue for greater tolerance through creative exchanges turns into greater possibility, which in turn instigates profound transformation for ourselves, one another, and our world. The art of mindful communication. It's how we make things better.